Hello, everyone. Uh, my name is Ashti Mohamed, and I was born in Baghdad, Iraq. I have four siblings, one older brother, one twin brother, and two sisters. Life in Iraq, as I recall, was actually pretty good. It was always hot, and I remember spending a lot of my time with my family, hanging out with my friends, and going to school. As Baghdad became more dangerous, however, my family and I started going out less and less. It was, it was just too risky and dangerous, and unfortunately, our whole family became threatened as well. My father was an interpreter with the US Army, which was a very dangerous job. In fact, the Iraqi army told him that if he didn't move to another country, then there would be a high chance that he would be killed. As a result, we had no choice but to first move out of Baghdad into the northern countryside, and then sign up for the immigration program. To be completely honest though, my family initially did not want to leave. I remember that one night when I was sleeping, my sister woke me up. I couldn't fall back asleep, so I went to see my mother. She was mad, which surprised me. When I asked her why she was mad, she told me that my dad wanted us to go to the US. So he applied our whole family for the immigration program. My mother was angry because she did not want to leave behind our family, our neighbors, our land, and our country. I, on the other hand, I was more happy. And after convincing my mother that the US would be much safer, she finally caved in and we were all on the board. The application process took about 4.5 years, but in the end, we were accepted. I remember the night before we left, we went to visit our relatives. We had to keep this whole thing a secret up until that point. And when we told them, they were in a complete shock. We all cried together, had dinner, and gave goodbye hug and kisses. As for the trip, we flew from Iraq to Jordan, then from Jordan to Chicago, and finally from Chicago to Fargo. We stayed over in Jordan for one day, and the rest of the trip was continuous. It was my first time on the airplane, and I was so terrified. I did not like the food they served and did not really eat much. But despite this, I was happy because I was finally moving to the US. When we first got to the airport, I saw my cousins and I cried out in happiness because I hadn't seen them for about 6 years. We greeted and hugged each other, and after that, my cousin's girlfriend, who's actually American, gave us a ride to our apartment. It was only my sister and me in her car, and she was speaking English to us, but we did not understand a single word she said. That was kind of awkward. It was April then, and I remember how cold I felt because I was only used to the warm weather that we had back at home. Thankfully, our cousins had already rented an apartment for us, so we had a place to settle down right away. While I thought I was going to be shocked by the change in landscape, I wasn't, honestly. I did not think that the roads and the stores were that different than they were back in Iraq. A huge misconception of Iraq that is very poor. It's actually a very rich country, and we have a lot of malls, stores, roads, restaurants, etc. So to me, Fargo wasn't that different at all. What I was surprised by, however, was the diversity of people here. For example, I had never seen a black person before, so when I first saw one, I was quite shocked. The mixture of culture and diversity was what I found to be truly unique. As for school, I'm a senior in high school, not anymore. Back in Iraq, I was a senior, but because of my lack of English, they placed me in a sophomore year. However, it has been 2.5 years, and now I'm officially a senior. I'm in college. My favorite subject is science. I love science. Science is seen everywhere, and it plays a huge role in almost everything we do in life. Initially, I hated English because it was so difficult for me. But luckily, my cousin's girlfriend is American, so we spoke with her almost every day, and she taught me basic phrases and helped us to learn English at home. Now, English is one of my favorite subjects as well. Aside from school, I also started working at JCPenney in 2014, and also played tennis at Fargo South High School. In the future, I plan on studying to become an orthopedic surgeon as well as fulfilling my dream of traveling the world. I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you.